What's up, Thralls of Metal, punching you in the jugular once again. I am Ren with part 2 of my top 40 of 23 year-end list. It's exciting. A lot of things are happening. 40 of them, actually. If you watched the first video, number 40 through number 26, this video will be number 25 through 11. That's how math works, kids. Starting this video with number 25, we don't have a physical copy of it, but it is Satanica, Horde of Disgust. Came out February 24th of this year on Osmos Productions. This is their 5th album. They're from Rome, Italy. Pope lives there. I know that much about that. They're called Satanica. I don't think Pope likes that very much, but gives a shit. Anyway, I like the raw simplicity of it. It's very old school sounding. It almost sounds like a very loud demo, yet everything's pretty audible. The drums cut through real well. The guitars are fuzzy, but yeah, you can still kind of make out the riffs pretty clearly. It's kind of got a Sodom type vibe, trying to figure out what's heavy when you know, the heaviest thing is Sabbath and Maiden, I guess. It's got a very musty basement-y kind of vibe. The basements in Rome are filled with skeletons. Yeah, this album is unrelenting, kicks you in the mush, and I dare you not to bang your head at the title track, Horde of Disgust. Give it a shot, give it a whirl, give it a spin, absorb it however you absorb things. Satanica. So my number 24 is a younger band. They've been around since 2015 from Philly. This is their 2nd full length on Century Media. We got Jesus Peace, Jesus Peace with So Unknown. I don't know what to say about this besides this relentless beatdown. You're getting hit at some point. The anger is palpable. He's screaming with so much fury. He's eating the microphone, probably. Overdriven vocals. The guitars are just a wall of sound. Is it hardcore? Is it deathcore? Is it death metal? Is it new metal? Is it metal? Is it... I don't know. Like Candiria. I get a Candiria vibe, just where maybe not so much the jazz elements, but just the way it's kind of schizophrenic, but once it transitions into the next part, you're like, oh, I get it, and I'm being hit. Stay on the outside of the pit if you can, if you see these fellas. This is their 2nd album. Their 1st album is awesome as well. Jesus Peace, relatively new, so they're probably going to be around for a while, so, you know, get used to this. You're probably going to get hit. Number 23 is from a band that I've been a fan of for over 30 years. This is their 13th full-length album that came out on Steamhammer, October 6th of this year. Formed in New York City in 1986. Tommy Victor with Prong, State of Emergency. I heard the first singles and I knew it was going to be good. I knew Tommy was firing on all cylinders. The song State of Emergency, the song The Descent, Breaking Point, old groove metal, old hardcore, devastating riffage, punchy drums, punchy guitars. Everything cuts through this mix. It's crystal clear. The cover of Working Man by Rush is very interesting. If you're a fan of any kind of, any Prong, any era, the 80s, 90s, 2000s or 2000. The Prong's been around since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking Kaye, as far as I know. Check this out if you have not already. Snap your fingers, snap your State of Emergency. Number 22, this band is new to me. They've been around since 05. This is their 8th full-length album on Napalm Records, came out in June. This is Legion of the Damned with The Poison Chalice. These dudes are slamming. Old school, go for the throat, put a cigarette out on your cheek, dive bombs, triple picking, chugathon, fist banging mania, fast and vicious Netherlands style. Saints in Torment, the title track is awesome. Beheading of the Godhead is tasty. I can't necessarily pick out a specific song with a specific riff. Drop the needle anywhere on the record, CD, however you do it. Fast forward, pause. That's a good spot in the song. It's just good jams. It's Legion of the Damned. I'm gonna go back and listen to the rest of them. Yeah. My number 21 album for this video and list is the 8th studio album on Nuclear Blast by Autopsy as Gomorrah Burns. Formed in Montreal, Quebec, Canada in 1992. Again, not a band that I regularly listen to, although I don't think I've ever said turn this Cryptopsy off. In the same token, I've never said, hey, put that Cryptopsy on, but I might change with this album because this is the first one that I've really sat down, got my teeth into it. It's complex and aggressively pummeling, busy drums, but catchy songs in a way that they're not all relenting. There's things that come and go and give each song a unique flavor to it. In abeyance, I believe that's how you say that word. Slays the sliding riff and the breakdown. Hide Your Mama. Actually, side note, they became the first band from the Western Hemisphere to play Saudi Arabia in 2023. So take that, Metallica. Cryptopsy got to Saudi Arabia before you did. But check this album out if you want to get sonically beaten to a bloody pulp. Cryptopsy. All right, we got number 20. Halfway done. The year's halfway over already. Now this year's over. It's gone. It's done. You remember that stuff you were going to do in January? Too late. Anyway, number 20 is an album we don't have a physical copy of, but it'll appear somewhere. This is the second full-length album on Metal Blade Records by the band formed in the Netherlands in 2017, Siege of Power. This is Tomorrow. Again, like with Legion of the Damned and a couple other bands I mentioned, it's that old school pummeling stomp. That's what these guys remind me of. Bathory, Venom. I get a little Behemoth sometimes. It's some of the vocal choices. Fast thrash mixed with the chuggy groove. Good guttural vocals. Also featuring Chris Wrightford, who may or may not make further appearances, or may not already have made an appearance. This man is fighting for the title of busiest man in metal, apparently. Another man may have something to say about that, but we'll get to that bridge soon. Siege of Power, it's a good listen. It's a hard blast to the face. If you're a fan of old school chug, I would say Siege of Power is something that you need to check out. It'll give you a surge of power with Siege of Power. Alrighty. Number 19, fabulous band out of Long Island, New York, formed in 1988. This is their 9th studio album on Nuclear Blast. Came out in November of this year. We got Suffocation with hymns from the Apocrypha. Yeah. I'm sorry. Public schooling, sir. Anyway, if you don't know who Suffocation is after 9 albums, then shit, start with this one, I guess. It'll be weird because this is the first album without Frank Mullen on it. Ricky Myers, this is his first album, but he's been touring with them for quite a while, so people are used to him, and he does a damn good job tearing up this just bombardment, schizophrenic Terrence Hobbs riffs, just tearing the top part of your hairline off, and you're not going to do anything about it because you can't, because you're suffocating or something on your own blood, somebody else's blood. The breakdown in perpetual deception. Embrace the suffering. Embrace the suffering. Suffocation. Either you shed your own blood or wear somebody's blood. You're gonna need war paint, and it's blood, yours or somebody else's. You choose. But the soundtrack of the bloody cosplay will probably be Suffocation. Hymns from the Apocrypha. Here we are, number 18. Another band, sadly, I know not a whole hell of a lot about. It's the 10th studio album by this band from Oakland, California. Autopsy. One of the pioneers of early death metal. The death doom bits in here are what steal the show for me. The bass tone is killer. The way this album is recorded, it's sonically pleasing, not to mention that the songs are awesome. Bones to the Wolves. Well of Entrails, just give me an axe. Send me to where the people who need axed are. I'll do it, man. Just calm down. Rabid Funeral kicks you right in the ding-ding, right off the bat. How you doing? Shot the pills, join the party, grab somebody's arm. This is a killer listen. Autopsy, organs, blood, crypts, bananas, and hammocks. This will probably be controversial because I know how some people feel about this, but I don't know. The 11th studio album by the band from LA, San Fran area, formed in 1981. Metallica, 72 Seasons. I get it. I know. I know about Lars. I know about the wah pedal. I know. But the thing is I love James Hetfield's riffs. I love his vocals when he's on point, and he's on point on this. And these are more James Hetfield riffs. Robert Trujillo's bass just melting into the speakers so well. I like Papa Het so much I tolerate Lars. Okay? They sound like they're having fun on this album. They're not experimenting. They're not trying to reinvent themselves. It sounds like they're having fun, and it sounds like some pretty decent tunes written by some older gentlemen who are multi-millionaires and have been famous for 40 years. What do you want? Do you want the thing that should not be? They can't do that. They can't do Creeping Death. I mean, they can't write that now. Screaming Suicide, Lux Eterna. Yes, I enjoy this album, and I understand the gripes of Lars, but, you know, he doesn't have to play complicated. He's just gotta... And he does that for the most part, right? I don't know. But I really do enjoy these songs. I will defend Metallica. I will not defend some of the things they've chose to do in their career. I'm looking at you, Lulu. Once a year I listen to Stanger and see if it's changed. This year it did not, so we'll try again next year. But this is a really good album. I like it. 72 Seasons, Metallica. Do it for James. Don't do it for Lars. Do it for James. What did James ever do to you? He set himself on fire. Selfish prick. Onward and upward. This next band, number 16, was formed in Sao Paulo, Brazil, like certain friends of ours. Nervosa, with jailbreak thrash with a twist of death metal with a twist of thrash. These ladies are kicking ass and taking names. Nervosa is killer. All of their albums are cool. This is the first album featuring a pretty radical lineup change. I believe it's the first album, maybe the second album. Not sure, didn't really take some good notes, but Nervosa's been solid throughout their entire career, and they've spawned into another band who we may or may not talk about later in the list or earlier in the list, depending on where you are. The Brazilian influences of the Godfather's Sepultura can be heard all over this thing, which is good, great, wonderful. The song Suffocation is awesome. The song Jailbreak is awesome. Freaking The Truth Is a Lie has got Gary Holt on the son of a bitch. Shredding nuts. Or the opposite of nuts. This is a great album. Nervosa. Number 16. My number 15 pick. I've heard some people talk about it. I've seen not a lot of people talk about it. We don't have a copy of this. This is The Lion's Daughter with Bathhouse, the 5th full-length released by these guys. They were formed in St. Louis in 07. Blackened, sludgy, with some industrial tinged 90s groove. There's like synths, but that doesn't take away from the thick, meaty guitars. There's like thrash drumming, but with these like spooky synths, like a la early Rob Zombie. John Carpenter-y, kinda. The choruses have big ass hooks, and when he sings more clean, it reminds me a lot of Rob Flynn. And I am a big Machine Head fan, and when Machine Head's hitting hard, yeah. And that's the vibe I get out of some of the things on this, and that just pleases my ears. The song Maximize Terror reminds me of like a Schizophrenic Ministry. It's got a cool vocal cadence. This whole album it's also cinematic. It takes you to different places. And I recommend listening to it. It's got some weird-ass creature on the cover, so look out for that. Maybe we'll fight the creature that's on the cover of the Cattle Decapitation album. I got my money on the spindly thing. Number 14, from Sao Paulo, Brazil. This is the second full-length album from another group of awesome ladies. Crypta with Shades of Sorrow. They started in 2019. It started with people that were in Nervosa. I'm not great with names, but Fernanda, I believe is her name. Vocals, bass player. This is death metal with a twist of thrash, or thrash with a twist of death metal. The bass is paunchy. It doesn't overdrive anything, but it's just got a great growl to the tone. And speaking of growls, Fernanda's growl is perfect for this death metal extravaganza. Once again, they're from Sao Paulo, so Sepultura influences, you can't help it. I believe it's in their DNA now. Yeah, Agents of Chaos, The Other Side of Anger, Poisonous Apathy. This album is also full of killer things. I don't like this more or less than Nervosa. In fact, most of this list can go either way, up or down. This could be number 1, this could be number 40. This year was a son of a bitch. But please check out Crypta, check out Nervosa, support them all. Good things. Good thing I've heard good things. Crypta. Number 13. Unlucky. Or not. Insomnium. Anno 1696. CD's upside down, isn't it? Haha. This is atmospheric as hell. The loud, insane parts amplify the majestic, mellow bits, and the mellow bits majestically amplify the crazy bits. There's probably candles, and that's the only way you can make your way through the forest while listening to this. I recommend a flashlight. Something's gonna get you out there. This is one I want to spend more time with. Godforsaken, starless paths. This just again, put it on, relax. Keep looking around though, because something might get you. Insomnium. All right, my number 12th album is, it's a band that I don't see many people talking about, and I don't know why. I dig the hell out of this band. This is their 3rd album. They're from Oregon. They were formed in 2016. This is Vinter Sea with Woven into Ashes. They're hard to pin down. There's black metal parts, just pummeling triplets, triple picking everything. And then there's songs with clean vocals and swirling, atmospheric, almost mellow pop parts. The singer, Avine, I don't know how to say her name. The front woman is an amazing singer. Her growls are low and powerful and just horrendous. And her range as a clean is from alto to a high soprano, and harmonies, lush harmonies that she's doing, layering vocals. This band is super duper talented. There's bits that remind me of Chimera. There's bits that remind me of like the Deftones. There's stuff that reminds me of maybe like Leprous, all wrapped up in this weird package from the Pacific Northwest. Impressive melodic leads without showing off. I recommend this band. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's why nobody's talking about it, but I don't know. I dig it. The Devil's Churn. Check out The Devil's Churn. That's all I got to say. Vinter Sea, Woven into Ashes. My number 12. All right, capping off the last video on this, the second video of my top 40 list. Number 11, we don't have a physical copy of this, but it is Fires in the Distance, Air Not Meant for Us. It's the 2nd full length, came out on Prosthetic Records in April of this year. Connecticut, they were formed in 2016. Pummeling, cinematic, and beautiful are the 3 words I can use to describe this album. Long songs, 10 minutes I would say average. Very intricate piano pieces that are underneath a wall of guitars. The pace changes from swirling, ethereal bass, drum, and piano with some strings into this death growl stomp that will just tear you to pieces. And it's, again, it's one where specific songs really don't matter. It's press play and just let it take you where it takes you, because it's going to take you to pretty places and some not so pretty places. Maybe that pretty place caught fire. Maybe you did it. Did you do it? I don't know. Fire in the Distance is something you need to check out, and more people need to check out. Killer. All right, that's the second part of my top 40 list for the 2023 year. We made it another year, folks, and we got some decent tunes, and thankful for that. Thankful for all your guys' support in our channel. We grown exponentially this year. 5-year anniversary was this year, and that is amazing. Thank you, fellas and ladies and in-betweeners and none-betweeners. We're on Patreon if you would like to support us on there. We got shirts for sale on our website, thrallsandmetal.com. 3 different designs. Some are cheaper than others. Some are more expensive than others. Some are made by hand. That's not true. I don't know where they come from. But we also have hats too. Don't know where they come from either. Now I'll let you know. thrallsandmetal.com. Check us out. Thank you for all that you do for us, and we will continue to do what we do if you continue to watch it. Maybe we'll do it even if you don't, because That's not why we started this. We started this because we're dorks. Anyway, if you want to see my top 10 list, it's coming soon. I am Rin. This is Thralls of Metal. Later.